Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Sky Sports reporter confirms rare Liverpool chance to sign striker at bargain release clause. Liverpool are now one of just a handful of clubs with the opportunity to land one of Europe's best strikers at a bargain release clause in 2026. According to reports, Liverpool set sights on Luis Enrique. It has undoubtedly been the worst week of Arne Slot's Liverpool tenure. The Reds were battered by Nottingham Forest and then swept aside by PSV Eindhoven in midweek, conceding 7 goals in 2 games at Anfield. There's no longer the away day excuse for the Dutchman, who has seen Liverpool's fortress set ablaze in the space of a week. After 9 defeats in 12 games in all competitions, serious questions are being asked about Slot's position for the first time since his arrival, and there's only so much credit that a Premier League title can bring, according to recent reports. Whilst Slot does still have the backing of Anfield Chiefs, they are at least eyeing potential replacements if they do decide to show the former Feyenoord man the door. Paris Saint-Germain's Luis Enrique is reportedly on Liverpool's list of candidates to replace Slot in what would be a statement move. The former Barcelona manager has transformed PSG into the best side in the world and would be the most sought-after coach if he left the French club. It would also represent where Liverpool find themselves these days. When they last sacked a manager, it was Brendan Rodgers, and they needed someone willing to oversee a long-term project in Jurgen Klopp. Now, they should set their sights on an instant winner if this is to be it for Slot. That said, the Dutchman still has time to turn things around and could use the 2026 transfer windows to do exactly that, potentially using a Sergio Guirassy opportunity in the process. Sky Sports reporter confirms Liverpool's Guirassy opportunity. As reported by Sky Sports' Florian Plettenberg, Liverpool now have a rare opportunity to sign Guirassy for just €50, £44 million, next summer. The Borussia Dortmund man has a release clause set at that price for 7 clubs, with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea and Arsenal all joining Liverpool on an exclusive list. At 29 years old, Guirassy has been somewhat of a late bloomer, but he has blossomed into one of the best strikers that European football has to offer. With 9 goals in 17 games in all competitions so far this season, he's outscored Hugo Ekitike and could quickly get Mohamed Salah firing again. Dubbed world-class by Dortmund boss Niko Kovac, Guirassy is undeniably one to watch in the summer. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our second news is Dream centre-back transfer collapses. Liverpool have great news as a dream deal for a centre-back has collapsed. Right now all the focus when it comes to the club's recruitment is on the defensive department. Richard Hughes fortified Liverpool's offensive ranks in the summer. He may need to make a few more cosmetic adjustments, but ultimately the attack is in a good place, even if they haven't got firing yet. On the other hand, Liverpool's defensive recruitment was a bit less of a success. The problem was partly that the centre-back market was simply not as good as it is now. There just weren't enough options available to bring in, who would immediately improve the side. Mark Guéhi was among them, and Liverpool came close to signing him, but they were thwarted in their attempts in the last minute of the window. The centre-back they did sign was Giovanni Leone, who is an absolute gem. Unfortunately, he picked up an injury during his debut and he won't be available until next season. On top of the players they did and did not sign, looking at the options left at the club, it's slim pickings for Arne Slot. Joe Gomez has continuous fitness issues and it's looking extremely likely that his future is away from Anfield. Virgil van Dijk isn't getting any younger, and it's clear to see that he perhaps shouldn't be playing every single game in order to preserve his body. However, Liverpool simply don't have that luxury to rest him. There just isn't anyone in the squad capable of coming in for him, like Jarell Quansah was capable of doing last season. On top of all that, Ibrahima Konate has an expiring contract which ends next summer. In January he is free to talk to other potential candidates, and he's yet to sign a new deal with Liverpool, even though negotiations have been ongoing for over a year now. Many of us had feared that this would be a déjà vu moment. Real Madrid's interest in Konate has been well documented. For any player, that's a dream transfer, so you can't really even begrudge Konate for wanting to go there. However, The Athletic has now come out with a report claiming that Real Madrid are no longer interested in Konate, and they have communicated that to Liverpool as well. So, that's a transfer that has collapsed. It's good news for Liverpool. It's one less obstacle for Konate to sign a new deal. Ultimately, though, it's not the end of the road. There will be other clubs interested in the Frenchman, and until he does come to an agreement on a new contract, there is no point getting our hopes up completely. But for now, at least it's a positive development. At least we won't lose another player to Real Madrid on a free transfer. Sky Sports reveals Liverpool now have a rare opportunity to sign a top striker for a bargain release clause, while a dream centre-back deal has collapsed. Reports claim Mohamed Salah could be sold in January, with a Ballon d'Or podium finisher lined up as a potential replacement. Another Liverpool star is now being linked with Real Madrid after the shocking Konate U-turn, and the Reds have been told they can land one of the world's best forwards for £80 million. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our third news is Liverpool's pursuit of PSG midfielder Vitinha may only happen if the club were to offload Mohamed Salah to Saudi Arabia. That is according to ex-Aberdeen and Everton and Aston Villa chief executive Keith Wyness, who, speaking exclusively to Football Insider, thinks Liverpool will need to sell Salah if they are to spend big again in the January transfer window. Liverpool spent over £400 million in the summer transfer window, but despite an influx of signings, Salah remained at Anfield. Saudi Arabia have firm interest in Salah, and the 33-year-old could earn £150 million a year if he was to move to the Saudi Pro League. Vitinha deal difficult for Liverpool. Everton's former chief Keith Wyness, who served as CEO at Goodison Park between 2004 and 2009 and now runs a football consultancy advising elite clubs, thinks Real Madrid could snap up Vitinha over Premier League clubs. Speaking on the new edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, Wyness cannot see Liverpool, or fellow Premier League club Arsenal, completing a deal for the Portugal international. He did say the only way Liverpool could land the player who finished third in the 2025 Ballon d'Or rankings would be to offload Salah. That he told Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, "I think it is going to be difficult for them to pull it off. I think Real Madrid are actually in the wings looking for him, and I've heard that there's some stories going around that sort of move. I do think it's difficult for Liverpool and Arsenal, given for Liverpool right now as well. I think there's a lot of financial questions being asked now. I think the obvious thing would be to let Mo Salah go there to Saudi. Now, whether that could happen as soon as January to free up some funds, I don't know, but certainly that question must be being asked, because given the expenditure we've talked about already spent, I think they'd have to make some sort of money back in to be able to justify something like Vitinha. Arsenal, I think, are looking pretty settled right now. I don't see them spending that sort of money just now on Vitinha. So I think Spain is more likely for them. Vitinha shines for PSG versus Spurs. Vitinha showcased his talent further as he scored a hat-trick in PSG's 5-3 win over Spurs in the Champions League. The 25-year-old now has 5 goals and 7 assists in all competitions this season, whilst Salah has struck 4 times and registered 3 assists. Salah started Liverpool's 4-1 defeat against PSV, which further increases the pressure on manager Arne Slot. Liverpool have now lost 3 consecutive games in all competitions, so something at Anfield needs to change. Sky Sports reveals Liverpool now have a rare opportunity to sign a top striker for a bargain release clause, while a dream centre-back deal has collapsed. Reports claim Mohamed Salah could be sold in January, with a Ballon d'Or podium finisher lined up as a potential replacement. Another Liverpool star is now being linked with Real Madrid after the shocking Konate U-turn, and the Reds have been told they can land one of the world's best forwards for £80 million. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Arsenal, I think, are looking pretty settled right now. I don't see them spending that sort of money just now on Vitinha. So I think Spain is more likely for them. Vitinha shines for PSG versus Spurs. Vitinha showcased his talent further as he scored a hat-trick in PSG's 5-3 win over Spurs in the Champions League. The 25-year-old now has 5 goals and 7 assists in all competitions this season, whilst Salah has struck 4 times and registered 3 assists. Salah started Liverpool's 4-1 defeat against PSV, which further increases the pressure on manager Arne Slot. Liverpool have now lost 3 consecutive games in all competitions, so something at Anfield needs to change. Sky Sports reveals Liverpool now have a rare opportunity to sign a top striker for a bargain release clause, while a dream centre-back deal has collapsed. Reports claim Mohamed Salah could be sold in January, with a Ballon d'Or podium finisher lined up as a potential replacement. Another Liverpool star is now being linked with Real Madrid after the shocking Konate U-turn, and the Reds have been told they can land one of the world's best forwards for £80 million. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our fourth news is second Liverpool star tipped for Real Madrid transfer after shock Ibrahima Konate U-turn. Real Madrid have been closely linked to a number of Liverpool players in recent transfer windows, and the La Liga giants are now considering a move for Dominik Szoboszlai. Dominik Szoboszlai has become the latest Liverpool player to be linked with a move to Real Madrid, with the Hungary midfielder being encouraged to consider a transfer to the Bernabeu. Szoboszlai has been a big hit since moving to Anfield and has been one of Arne Slot's best performers this season during a difficult period for the Dutchman and the reigning Premier League champions. However, his consistent performances have not gone unnoticed elsewhere. The 25-year-old is said to be of serious interest to Los Blancos, with reports in Hungary claiming he is high on Los Blancos' wish list ahead of next summer. Furthermore, the versatile midfielder has been urged to consider a move to the Bernabeu should a big money offer arrive from Spain, with former Premier League star Peter Halmosai telling Blick that such a move would simply be too big for his compatriot to turn down. "I don't think he should leave right away," he said. Of course, who wouldn't want to play for Real Madrid? It would be a step up, but if there is no offer of this caliber, I don't think it should be considered. If Real wants him, that offer should be accepted. At least I would definitely do so. Not because of Liverpool's poor performance, but because Madrid is the highest level, that's the top. As for Liverpool's weakness, I don't think there is any drama yet. Every big team has ups and downs. They can still get to one of the Champions League places. Szoboszlai is not the first Liverpool star to be linked to Real Madrid this season. Ibrahima Konate was under consideration. The Frenchman's contract expires next summer and he will be permitted to talk to clubs around Europe from January. Our last news is £80 million and he's yours. Liverpool can't miss opportunity for one of world's best forwards. Liverpool completed £450 million worth of spending in last summer's transfer window. The Reds did British record deals for Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz, with others such as Hugo Ekitike, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone and Georgi Mamardashvili also coming to the club. But the fact of the matter is that head coach Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes are still waiting for these signings to pay off. Up front, the effect from Isak and Wirtz has been negligible, while Ekitike has tailed off after a strong start. Accordingly, it has been suggested that the spending is not finished up top, and Liverpool could target even more attackers in the new year. Vini Jr.'s Real Madrid contract standoff. One area perhaps due an upgrade is left wing. Cody Gakpo won the battle with Luis Diaz over the summer and has only got teenager Rion Gumaha as a deputy. There is a sense that a better player in that position could help improve Liverpool's fortunes, and now the opportunity to sign one of the world's very best has arisen. Vinicius Jr., 25, is reaching a crucial stage in his Real Madrid career. The Brazil winger's contract expires in 2027, but right now a renewal looks a remote possibility. Not only is there a standoff owing to finances, but it's believed Vini is not enjoying working under new head coach Xabi Alonso. Vini could therefore be offered out for sale in 2026, in order for Madrid to avoid losing him for nothing in 2027. Liverpool a contender for Vinicius in summer 2026. And according to a report in Football Insider, the reigning Premier League champions would jump at the chance to sign Vinicius. Vinicius Jr. would likely cost around £80 million next summer if he completes a Real Madrid exit, the report reads. The likes of Liverpool and Manchester United are interested in Vinicius Jr., whose contract at the Spanish club expires in June 2027. If he did become available at the end of the season, then Liverpool would be interested in making a statement signing. Arne Slot's side have struggled out wide this term following Luis Diaz's move to Bayern Munich, and would jump at the chance to sign one of the world's best, Vini Jr. shortlisted for Ballon d'Or. Liverpool have also been linked with a move for Antoine Semenyo, who could cost £65 million from Bournemouth, as well as Michael Ollis from Bayern Munich. Vini is a unique opportunity, however, given his talent and stature within the game. He was a Ballon d'Or runner-up in 2024 and won the Best FIFA's Men's Player Award the same year. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.